Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Pilates space. I wanted to share with you a warm up that I have created, a little flow warm up I've created around foot work that I like to mix it up. So, part of the principles of Pilates is flow, and part of, oops, I always hook my hair in my watch band. And a lot of the work that I do in the places that I teach at require us to really be consistent with flow. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a squishy ball, and I'm gonna show you a little flow I created yesterday that I tested out yesterday in my Pilates class. That was a lot of fun on the reformer. So we're gonna start with two heavy springs if you like, or two heavy springs and a medium spring. So on my reformer, it's going to be two red and a blue. If you're curious about my reformer, this is the Align C8 Pro reformer. Align Reformer is our amazing reformers. It's the biggest reformer making company in the UK, and they've recently come to Canada, and I love my reformer. I've worked on all the other popular brands, and this is by far my favorite. One of the things I love most about it is it's way more affordable than some of the other reformers. This is an expensive piece of equipment for people who want it, but Align reformers have made a quality product at a more affordable price. And if you're interested in it, DM me. I have a discount code. I am an ambassador. All right, so I'm going to show you this really cool footwork that I have been working on. So you're going to come to laying on your back. And as a Pilates teacher, I just say to my students, it's going to be awkward coming on and off of this machinery as you become more accustomed to it. So we're going to come to laying on our back, two heavy springs and a light spring, or maybe just two heavy springs, whatever you would work on in bridge work. So I'm going to start on my heels. I'm going to spread my toes, and I'm going to have my feet parallel, my heels aligned with my sit bones, and I'm just working with a neutral spine, meaning it's the way that I naturally come to the mat. If I have any discomfort in my back or soreness, or I want a little bit more length, I will lengthen my tailbone by pressing my low back into the mat, drawing my hip points to my ribs, which gives me more of an elongated spine. I'm going to spread my toes here because I like to activate my peroneus muscles, which also really help to strengthen my knees. So now I'm going to bring my hands up overhead. I'm going to press into the ball. And as I bring the carriage in, I'm going to tap my ball to my knees and come up. So I like to do a full body warm up by adding the arms and legs together. So we'll do one more, and then I'm going to slide down onto the arches of my feet, and I'm going to keep moving onto the arches of my feet. Spreading my toes, I really like to press out between my big toe and my second toe. I'm going to rock my hips a little bit and do a little bit of articulation in my pelvis. So as the knees come in, I'm going to press my low back into the mat, into the carriage, and do that imprinting of spine. And as I stretch out, I'm going to come back to my neutral spine. And I'm really going to concentrate on giving myself that internal hug. So I'm drawing that belly button in, I'm rocking back and forth. Now I'm going to come up onto my toes and push out and in and moving it. And then now I'm going to add a little bit of movement with the ball. So this is just a little bit of fun. So I'm passing the ball from side to side. I'm squeezing between my shoulder blades. I'm noticing what I'm feeling here. And this is essentially what I put together for my footwork flow. Now I'm going to come back to my heels together, knees apart, toes apart, and I'm going to bring the ball between my knees. This time I'm going to squeeze the knees, and I'm going to kind of make a snow angel shape, bringing my arms out wide and then down to the sides, kind of playing with that. We'll do two more just for time's sake. This is just like a little mini workup. And then I'm going to bring my toes back up, bringing my toes together, my heels wide, and I'm going to get that internal rotation in my hips. And then I'm going to lift up and down, tapping. Perfect. Two more, just again, just for time. You can do this for as long as you like. I heard someone who referred to footwork as the alpha and the omega of your Pilates practice. And then I'm going to bring my feet parallel, stay up on my toes. I'll bring my heels under my foot bar. Then I'll prance, just so you get an idea. And I would do this for a lot longer, but I don't want to keep you here for a full 50 minutes. Here's a little flow I've added now that incorporates both footwork and bridging. So I'm going to bring my heels to the bar. I'm going to bring my ball between my knees. And now I'm going to take a deep breath in, placing my hands alongside my carriage. I'm going to bridge. Then I'm going to lower down. I'm going to grab my ball. I'm going to push into my heels, push back and push up. Exhale, ball between the knees, hands down to the side, lift into bridge. Lower, grab the ball, press away, flex the toes. Ball back between the knees, hands down by the sides. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift, lower, bring the ball, extend up and over. Now, if I want to build on this flow, which I really enjoy, I might add, whoops, forgot the ball. I might add a little bit of ab work here. Okay, grab the ball, out and in. Now, next time I come in, let me take my right leg into tabletop, keeping that left heel. We're still going to work footwork, and I'm going to bring that ball underneath as I work that footwork. And now I'm going to go up onto my arches. Good. And then I'm going to come right to my toe. So I'll bring the carriage in, come up onto my toe, right to my toe. Okay. And now I'm going to keep that leg long. I'm going to take the ball into my left hand. My right toes are up to the sky. And now I'm going to do singular, taking my heel under the foot bar. But I'm going to tap my toe and lift at the same time. So I like to create a little bit of interest and combine these exercises when I can. 2 more. And then bring that back in. And of course, you'll repeat it on that second side. Now coming up onto my toes, gripping my toes over the foot bar, bringing the ball between my knees. I'm going to lift up. Then I'm going to push out, lower down. I'm going to bring my knees into the chest, grab my ball. I'm going to push out, press my heels underneath the foot bar, arms up overhead. Then I'm going to come into my bridge, back between my toes, up onto my toes. We're coming into that bridge. I'm going to lift. I'm going to press out, lower, come back in, grab the ball, extend the arms up overhead, and I'll do that maybe 2 more times. Now, lifting in that bridge and pushing off is really difficult. So I do that like in a more advanced class, but that's some way you can add more interesting work to footwork, because we always want to start with that footwork, getting everything nice and open, but sometimes it can be tedious. Sometimes people lose focus. And that whole time that I'm teaching that, I'm reminding them to connect with their breath. Another thing I like to play with in footwork is turning the toes out, turning the toes in, turning the toes out. So I'm kind of shimmying in and out with the feet. And then when I get closer together and I get into that Pilates V, I might do 3 or 4 repetitions here. And then when I push out, I'll bring the toes together, push the heels out, do a repetition here, and then I'll press the heels out. And so I'm kind of moving the feet in both directions, moving in and out. Great for dorsiflexion and all kinds of good stuff. So those are a few things that I have been playing with in creating more opportunities to create flow, one of the principles of Pilates, in my footwork, and start to prepare people for what's coming next. I'm really a big fan of that flow part. I think because I'm a Vinyasa yoga teacher, I love a flow. So I thought I would just share that with you on my journey in Pilates. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic day.